So good morning, everybody. How are you today? I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I do want to touch on this flat earth theory again. And not so much in the way that you think I want to touch on it. So on Facebook, I do have a lot of friends who entertain the flat earth theory. And you know what? Everybody here pretty much knows that I'm a glober. And it's not so much that I believe or don't believe. I don't care. I really just don't care. It's one of those things that I will die, that I was never concerned with, that I never cared about. It's just not something. I have way too much on my daily plate to worry about whether or not I'm on a spinning globe or a flying saucer. It really just doesn't matter to me. So when I see issues like this complicating things between the brothers, it's a little concerning to me. And more lately, I'm noticing a lot of these memes coming across my wall where it's taking jabs at globers. Basically, they're insulting, they're mocking, they're belittling, and all of this. If you don't believe in flat earth, you're stupid, you're small-minded, whatever the case may be. But the memes are extremely they're extremely offensive, because the reality is your theory is not proven, my theory is not proven. Why are we fighting over this? It's ridiculous. So I get this meme come across my Facebook today, and it's got like 4 pictures of a brain. Okay, and it's the first one says I love NASA, and it's this tiny little brain inside a skull. And then moon landing was faked is the second one, and the brain starts to illuminate and sparkle. New pics of Earth from space, and it sparkles even more. And then the 4th one is Earth is flat, and there's like all of these like beams coming off of the brain. So if you believe in flat earth, basically you're completely free, you're completely open-minded. But if you believe in the status quo, which is we live on a globed earth, because that is all the evidence that has ever been presented to us, and we really don't care about looking further into it, then you have a tiny brain. You guys, this is so offensive to me. Okay, because I don't care about something. It has nothing to do with my salvation. Why should I spend my time worrying about it? Okay, so I put under the picture, I said, do you think about these pictures and what they imply before you post them, and just how offensive they are? Just curious. And this person came back and she said, if truth offends you, I can't help you. Okay, so let's dive into this. First off, believing in the globe theory is not truth. Believing in the flat earth theory, it's not truth. Neither one of these things are provable. Okay? We have to take somebody else's word about what's going on, because I personally can't fly in the upper atmosphere and find out if there's a globe surrounding our earth, and neither can you. So whichever side of the fence you're on, you have to trust that the people who are doing all of these experiments and stuff are telling you the truth. That's the bottom line. You have to have faith to believe in either theory. Okay, and that's exactly what they are. They're theories. Neither one of them can be proved, and we will both die not knowing the truth. Okay, so even though we were thoroughly convinced in our own minds, it won't affect either one of our statuses when we get to heaven. Okay, or on Judgment Day, whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, I still say when we get to heaven, because that's what I've been programmed to believe all my life. So there you go. However, the responses that we take with one another now will affect our status in heaven. And this is what really came clear to me today. Okay, it's not about the issue itself. It's about our responses to the issue. Okay, and we see it on both sides of the fence. We see it from globers and we see it from flat earthers. Okay, but flat earthers, it's a little bit more it's a little bit heavier, okay? Where we see this mocking of, oh, you just believe that the earth is round. You're so small-minded. This mocking about how, NASA lied to us and gravity isn't real, and all of this mocking is dividing us, okay? It's not the flat earth that's dividing us. It's the mocking that's dividing us, okay? Because flat earth, it means nothing. It's just a conversation to have. And I respect the fact that this is something that you have interest in. I respect the fact that this is something that you want to research, but you have to get to a point where you can respect the fact that your brothers and sisters might not. Okay? And that means you don't post horrible memes on your Facebook wall when you know that you have Glober friends who don't believe in your theory. It is not okay for you to mock and ridicule them because they don't see things the way that you see them. It's not okay, you guys. That's what's dividing the body right now. Okay, so when it gets to the point where people are fighting, insulting each other, mocking one another, now you're in trouble of risking your salvation because it's causing you to sin against each other. That's what people don't see. This issue itself does not cause you to sin. Looking into the flat earth theory or the globe theory, that's not what's causing you to sin. It's the pride and arrogance that seeps in and causes you to sin against your brother. We are told to love our neighbors, that it's one of the two greatest commandments, okay? But when we mock, we are not showing each other love, okay? We're not showing each other love. We are boasting out of pride and superiority. Okay, so now just imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. So I'm a Glober. Just imagine with all of my flat earth friends, if I started posting memes on my Facebook. Do you have any idea how many times I see a beautiful picture of space that I want to post, but then I don't do it because I know it's going to trigger a response from my flat earth friends about how the earth is flat and that's not real and that's not a real. I purposely don't post certain things on my wall because I know that it's going to cause a response from those people. So I don't put them there out of respect for you, even though it's something that I want to put on my wall. Out of respect for you, I don't put it there. And what I'm trying to make you understand is that it's not okay for you to do it. Okay, I'm rebuking you right now because when you do that, you are inciting a response. And you can tell that you're doing it because I can't even tell you how many times, and not just with the flat earth thing, anything like that. I'll go to post something on my wall and I'll be like, why am I really posting this? Am I posting this because this is just something I truly believe in? Or am I posting this because I want to get a response? And let me tell you something, 8 times out of 10, it's the latter. So I don't post it, okay? So we have to stop and think about, are we loving our brothers and sisters when we're mocking, ridiculing, and trying to make them... You see what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying, okay? So, anyways, we have to be able to disagree and agree with each other and remain respectful on these types of issues because these types of issues are non-salvific. Whether or not I meet my king and live forever in his kingdom has nothing to do with that issue. Now, if that is something that everybody has their own interests, if that's something that interests you, then by all means, go and research it. But be careful of how you use that thing to respond to others, okay? I responded to this person who said, if the truth offends you, I can't help you. See, that's the attitude. If truth offends you, I can't help you. First off, it's not truth. It's a theory. And it's a theory that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to bar you from getting in the kingdom or make you get to the kingdom faster. It's a non-issue. Okay? So you can't help me? Well, if helping me means that I have to believe exactly like you believe, then I don't want your help. I don't need your help. I have 5 Bibles sitting behind me. That's all the help I need. I don't need your help. Okay? But I responded to this person and I said, it's not truth, it's a theory, aka it's not proven. But that's not the point. As a globe earther, knowing that I have flat earth friends, I purposely do not post things on my Facebook that insult their level of intelligence. It's arrogant and it's insulting. Okay? That's exactly why flat earth is a divisive issue among believers, because people choose to forget that they are believers and begin to ridicule other believers. Okay? That's not showing the fruit of the Spirit. It shows pride and arrogance, and frankly, it makes me sick. This picture implies that if I do not believe as you believe, that I have a small brain. Is that how Yahweh sees me? Does Yahweh think I have a small brain? Does he think I'm a simple-minded person? Because I'm not the one going around telling people they don't have the right to believe as they believe and ridiculing them for believing as they believe. And you know what? I'm going to post this on my Facebook. Hopefully my friends watch it. I've noticed that I post a lot of my videos on my Facebook and people just don't even watch them. It's amazing. They don't care, you know? And quite honestly, this is how I make my best points. Okay, is on video. So you can see me, you can see my emotion, you can see what I'm saying, and hopefully you can feel the condition of my heart, as opposed to that if I was just sitting behind a keyboard and typing to you, where you cannot tell the tone of somebody's voice, you cannot tell the condition of their heart, and you do not understand what they're saying, and everybody gets offended because nobody wants to actually look at a person when they're talking. It's amazing to me. So you guys, I wanted to make this video to just kind of show you that this is what's happening here. It is not the issue itself that divides us. It is the pride, it is the arrogance that seeps in and forces you to sin against your brother. Whether you're calling somebody stupid for believing that the earth is flat, or you're calling somebody stupid for believing that the earth is real, that is a globe, it really doesn't matter which side of the fence it's coming on. It's causing brothers and sisters to unknowingly, unwittingly sin against each other. Are you in that category today? Are you one of those peoples? Go through your feed right now. Go through everything that you've posted in the last week. How many? Think about it from the other side of the point of view, okay? Because I see this a lot on the Flat Earthers Facebooks. You guys have to know that you have people who don't believe as you do. What are you doing to set them off? You know what? If you want to talk about the Creator's name, you want to talk about salvation issues, you want to talk about what Paul said and what he didn't say, you want to talk about that stuff that's enriching. Okay, that's stuff that strengthens our walk. But we are called to do one thing while we are living, and that is we are supposed to develop the character of Yeshua in ourselves. And if you're discussing an issue that makes you forget who you are, then you need to revisit what you're doing. How do you come across to your friends? How do you come across to your friends? Do you come across as meek, loving, and spiritual? Or do you come across as loud, arrogant, and boastful? Because that is something you need to work on. Because Yeshua was not loud, arrogant, and boastful. Okay, he rebuked people, don't get me wrong. But he was loving. He didn't walk around during his ministry talking about the shape of the earth too, did he? No, he came and he taught Torah. And that's really what we need to learn. Okay, when I get ridiculed or mocked by somebody, that just shows me how much work you need to do in your Bible before you start teaching me about flat earth. Because if we can't get the first one right, then nothing else matters. Okay? Our character has to be right. Our hearts need to be right. If we are constantly mocking and ridiculing other people's, then we have a heart condition, and we need to work on our heart condition. How do we do that? We do that through the Word of God. Okay? We do that through the words of Messiah. We don't do that through flat earth online groups. We don't do that. All those things do is cause contention. You know, they cause brothers and sisters to sin against each other. And that is what's happening here. I hope this video blesses you. And, you know, instead of being triggered by something I said, maybe you really need to take it to your prayer closet and see how this is affecting you and your walk with others. Okay, because I'm going to give you one more piece of advice, you guys. Nothing turns off a person faster from what you believe than arrogance, pride, and boasting. Okay, and we see this when we come into Hebrew roots. We see this a lot in people, and I used to be a pagan basher myself. Okay, I used to be the one who was all over Facebook bashing Christmas, bashing Easter, and every once in a while I might still post something, but I'm very careful about what I post, because the reality is nobody wants to be told that they're doing things wrong. They want to be approached in a more loving way. You know, if you're constantly focusing on the negatives of a person, then it's hard to reassure them of the positives. Okay, and we can't win people to our thinking by making them feel stupid, making them feel belittled, impugning their intelligence. The only people you're going to get on board by doing that are followers. They're not going to be people who are convinced in their own mind and they can think for themselves. You're going to get people who are followers. So think about your approach with your brothers and sisters. I know that we're all supposed to rebuke and tell people when they're in sin, and yeah, I agree with that. But you are also called to love one another and respect each other. Okay? And we have to take very precious care with the message that we're trying to deliver to an unbelieving world. Okay, we're trying to because the reality is we're not trying to bring the message of flat earth. That's an extra biblical thing that people are looking into, and that's awesome. But we're called to bring the gospel to people. We're called to show people love. We're called to be set apart, and we're called to be a city on a hill, so that when people are screwed up and know that they need help, they're going to go, wait, I need to go to so-and-so because she's different. She believes in God, and I need to talk to her and find out what it is she's doing, because you have set yourself as a beacon, as a city on a hill for people to run to when they're in need, when they're in trouble. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're the type of person who is constantly mocking, ridiculing, and belittling people, you're not going to be the person they come to. So it really doesn't matter how prepared you are with scripture to set them on the right path. They're not going to come to you because they're going to be afraid that you're going to mock and ridicule them. So think about your response and think about your approach to your brothers and sisters. I pray that this does not cause offense to anybody, and that you can just look at this and say, you know what, I have this is for me. I have some areas I need to work in, okay? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have tons of areas I still need to work in, okay? But I'm just calling your attention to the real issue where flat earth is concerned is not with flat earth itself. It's with our approach to flat earth. So be blessed. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.